In today's lesson, students will explore relationships between multiplication and division using fact families. Using what? Very basic skill boot camp, fact families. So let's start by defining what is a fact family, okay? And here's what you're going to do. You're going to fill in the blanks with me as I fill them in, okay? So you're going to write a fact family. A fact family is a group of numbers that are related to one another and can be combined to form different equations. Okay? So, I'm going to read it again. Read it with me. A fact family is a group of numbers that are related to one another and can be combined to form different equations. Okay? So, I'm going to show you what that means in a minute using triangles. Now, when you look at the bottom of the triangle, this is a multiplication table. This is 5 times 2. So the answer to this multiplication table is at the top of the triangle. So again, at the top of the triangle, you have the answer to a multiplication table. So we're going to go ahead and write the first equation, which is 5 times 2. And 5 times 2 is what? It's 10. Okay. Now with a fact family, you can also read the multiplication table. You are reading it from left to right. Now we're going to read it from right to left. So 2 times 5 also equals 10, doesn't it? So 2 times 5 equals 10. Okay, so there's something you need to know, is that if you take two numbers and you switch their places, they're going to give you the same answer. I'm going to say it one more time. If you take two numbers that you're multiplying and you switch their places, it's going to give you the same answer. This is known as the commutative property. It's known as the what? The commutative property. Okay, so now I want you to take a look at the top of the triangle. The top of the triangle, and I've said that it is the answer to a multiplication table, right? It's the answer. Well, when you do the opposite of multiplication, that's known as what? That's known as division. So there's two more equations you could write with division. And the first one, they're both actually going to start with the answer to the multiplication table. So again, this is the number that you're going to be dividing. You're going to be dividing into equal parts. So this number is known as the dividend. It's known as the what? The dividend. All right. So you're going to say 10 divided by, and we have 10 divided by 2 on this side and 10 divided by 5 on this side. So first, let's do 10 divided by 2. Well, 10 divided by 2, okay, you're working with two of the numbers. What's left? 5. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. And now, so we did the right side of the triangle. Now let's do the left side of the triangle. 10 divided by 5. So 10 divided by 5 is what, do you think? 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Very good. So this is how you use a triangle to create some different equations with the same three numbers. The first two will be multiplication, and the next two will be division. Okay, let's take a look at example 2 now. Example 2. All right, so now you know what to do. You're going to look at the bottom of the triangle because this is going to give you your multiplication table. You have 7 times 8. Do you remember 7 times 8? 7 times 8. What is 7 times 8? Well, the answer to that multiplication table is at the top of the triangle. So 7 times 8 is 56. Very nice. All right, Now, the commutative property says that if you flip these numbers, it's going to give you the same answer. So we read it from left to right. That's the way you read. Now we're going to read it from right to left. So we're going to take the blue number and we're going to put it on this side, and we're going to say 8. 8 times 7 equals, what's the top of the triangle? It is 56. Very nice. Okay, so now we're done with both of our multiplication tables. What is the opposite of multiplication? It is division. And you have division on the right-hand side of the triangle, this leg, and the left-hand side of the triangle. So now we're going to start with the red number. Okay, start with the red number. That's the big number. So we're going to write 56. We're going to make 2 division problems. All right, so now we're going to do 56 and then divided by, okay, let's do this side first. Okay, we're going to do 56 divided by 8. 56 divided by 8 is what? 56 divided by 8 is 7. Very nice. All right, and then you have, going the other way, 56 divided by 7 equals, what's left? 8. Very good. Okay, go ahead and get that down. Now in example 3, we have 3 numbers. We have 54, 9, and 6. So we're going to go ahead and create the first multiplication problem, which is going to be, if you read from left to right, it's going to be 9 times 6. And what is the answer to the multiplication problem? It's at the top of the triangle, right? 9 times 6 is 54. Okay? So we're reading it from left to right. Let's go ahead and go the other way. Let's do 6 times 9 equals, and what's the answer? It's at the top, 54. All right. And for the last 2 problems, we're going to go ahead and start with the top number because we're going to do division. And what is this number called again? It's called the dividend. It's called the what? It's called the dividend. All right? So we're going to create 2 problems. The division sign looks like this. All right, so we're going to do 54 divided by 6 is what? 54 divided by 6 equals 9. And then you have 54 divided by, let's do the left side now. 54 divided by 9 is, what's the answer? The answer is 6. Very good. Go ahead and get that down. So now let's see what happens when I give you one equation and you have to make the remainder of the fact family. So right now, for number 1, I'm going to give you 9 times 8 is 72. So that is a multiplication table, right? Okay. So you know you need 2 multiplication problems and 2 division problems. You need what? 2 multiplication problems and 2 division problems. So here's your first multiplication problem, 9 times 8. So what could you do to make the next multiplication problem? You could flip 8 and 9, right? So the second one is going to be 8 times 9. And will that still give you 72? Will it still give you 72? Yes. Okay? Because that's the commutative property. It says even if you switch these numbers, you're going to end up with the same answer. Okay, so we have our 2 multiplication problems. Now we need 2 division problems. 2 what? 2 division problems. And you know that you must start with the answer, right? This was the top of the triangle. So we can go ahead and write 72 right here for number 3 and 72 right here for number 4. Now we're going to be dividing, okay? So a division sign is like a subtraction sign with 2 dots, one on top and one on the bottom. Okay, so 72. Now we're going to choose one of these numbers. What do you want to choose first? 72 divided by, let's go ahead and go with 9. So 72 divided by 9 is what? You've used 72, you used 9. What's left? The blue number. It's going to be 8. Very good. All right. Now, we've already done 72 divided by 9 is 8. So the other division problem you could make is 72 divided by 8 equals what, do you think? What is this answer? The answer is 9. Very good. Go ahead and get that down. Okay. So the next set of numbers I'm going to give you is I'm actually going to give you a division problem. Okay, I'm going to say 63 divided by 9 is 7. So I've given you one division problem. So let's go ahead and make the second division problem. Because remember, you need 2 multiplication problems and 2 division problems. So let's do 63 now divided by, okay, how do we make this equation look different but still use 63, 9, and 7? Okay, well, we're already dividing by 9. What happens when we divide by 7? Well, 63 divided by 7 equals what? It equals 9. Very good. All right. Okay, now for number 3 and number 4, you have 2 division problems. So what do you need now? Do you need multiplication problems? Yes. All right. So 63 is going to be the answer to the multiplication problem, all right? So these 2 numbers are going to be what you multiply. So let's go ahead and start with 9 times 7. Now what is 9 times 7 again? 9 times 7 is, what's the answer to the multiplication problem? It is 63. Very good. All right. Okay, so we know the answer here is going to be 63. So 9 times 7 is 63. What happens when you flip those numbers? Flip those numbers, you're going to get 7 times 9 is 63. Very good. Go ahead and get that down. All right. Now in the last problem, I've given you a multiplication table again. I've given you 9 times 3, right? 9 times 3. And if you don't remember that it is 27, you can skip count by 9. Remember how to skip count by 9? And you use the dots on the 3. It's going to be 9, 18, 27, right? So we need another multiplication table that will give us 27. So all we have to do is flip the numbers, right? We're going to put the 9 here, and we're going to put the 3 in front. So 3 times 9 is also going to be 27. All right. So now we have the answer to the multiplication problem. Now what's missing? We have 2 multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? The opposite of multiplication is what? It's division. That's right. So we're going to go ahead and put the answer right here. We're going to put 27 and 27. And we're going to put the division sign divided by. Okay? So we can pick the numbers that we're multiplying, right? We can pick one of them. Why don't we pick 3 first? Well, what is 27 divided by 3? What's that going to give you? You've used 27 and you've used 3. What's left? 9. Okay? And in the last problem, you have 27 divided by, now we can flip these numbers. Divided by 9 equals 3. Okay, go ahead and get that down. So the last thing that you're going to try on your own is you're going to take these problems and you're going to go ahead and put them into the triangle. So you're going to take the 3 numbers that you're working with and you're going to put them into the triangle. Remember, which numbers should go at the top of the triangle and which numbers go on the side. The bottom of the triangle is multiplication and on the legs of the triangle is division. Do that now.